There we go. So, game update. So, yeah, a little late with the stream here. Because with how I'm doing this through Dig Story, so I'm recording to my hard drive as well as on here. The update did not apparently process correctly or something. So the version number was causing the game to crash. Anyways, let's get started. Left off with a few things still to do. The copper earring I still need to find. Which means I'll need to get a key or something. And most of these skeletons are going to have pretty much the same thing, so I may just go over like one or two of them. Unless there's something really different. The skeleton number 748, according to the number chiseled above its brow, is odd only in that some of the teeth appear to be false ones, and made of reddish brown stone. They're clearly not valuable, however, as its caretakers would have otherwise removed them. Not gonna bother with stupid questions. Let's examine. Someone has taken care to bind the bones of the skeleton with leather straps woven around the body in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. The straps are secured to metal bolts punched into the skeleton's joints. The skeleton looks like it has seen a great deal of service. Many of its bones are chipped, and its numerous fractures are bound with sealant and foul-smelling glues. Now this guy over here, but I don't think he'll pay any attention to me pulling out the joint bolts. Though at the same time, I'm not seeing anything here that I would really need to. This man regards you with stony gaze. Are you lost? Questions. If you're not lost, what is your business here? Go here to see someone. And I'm here to see Doll. Doll's most likely in the receiving room on the second floor. He's quite busy and not in the best health. Unless you have pressing business, I would not disturb him. Desmond Osborne returns to his duties. That is about the only peaceful option you can really get by with. At least if I remember right. See, the skeleton scene is particularly old, with the straps binding it together, cracked and worn. The word repent has been carefully engraved into its forehead with some amount of skill. The rougher hand later chiseled 996 onto both its temples. And yes, I am ignoring Morty. Doesn't look like there's anything on this guy either. I think there is one I do have to pull them apart. Oops. And yes, I'm going to have to go through this with each of the dustmen as I go through. Like I said, if it's basically repeating, I'm not going to bother reading over it again. The corpse is slightly misshapen head appears to be held together by a number of narrow metal bands bolted directly onto the skull. A rusting iron plate over its left eye has number 475 etched into it. The mouth is bolted shut and it reeks of embalming fluid. Just for fun. Stares at you. Let's see here. Can't remember if there's anything that's really to do with the junk or not. Okay, so we got this guy down here. Let's see. Memory corpse has its lips sewn together. Numbers 310. On its brow, the smell of formaldehyde permeates the air around it. Turns its lifeless eyes upon you as you move to bar its path. It doesn't look like there's anything going on here. So I do need to figure out where this is. So I know I covered all of these, but I don't think I can, but I'm going to check something. Where is iron pry bar? Okay. Select weapon. Pry bar. Can I pry this off? Yes, I can. Cover commons. Okay. I'm actually going to run downstairs and see about that other one. I was thinking I needed a key, but if I can just use the pry bar. There we go. I'm a little bit too close to it.
All right.
No, that wasn't the locked one. That must be this one. Yep.
Forced it.
There's the copper earring. Oops. Oh, give me that. Inventory. Copper earring looks ancient. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it to your ear. Yes, I know the graphic has it, but a series of strange grooves have been carved onto the inside of the earring, however, which might merit a closer examination. Copper earring looks extremely odd. It looks like it was meant to be worn. There doesn't seem to be a hook. Okay, it's just repeating that. Let's examine. Grooves are evenly spaced along the inside of the earring. Upon close examination, they remind you of small fangs. They are definitely man-made, but you can't figure out what they are intended for. Now, this one references 79. You hook your fingernail into the third groove from the top and press it inwards. As you do, there is a click and the top of the earring snaps open. Not only can you wear the earring now, it also looks like there's a secret compartment inside the earring. Shake the earring, but nothing comes out. Whatever was hidden in the earring is gone now. Way. Now that I will actually throw there. That way I have more room over here. It's not magical like this one, so I don't have to worry about any odd effects. I think that was the only other locked one. I don't think there's any others. There's still this room over here. Can I go into here? Door's closed, probably not. That's the one I needed the key for, right. And locked, I need a key. Okay.
Done.
What's this? See. Okay, that is a giant furnace. What are you still doing here? Blah, blah. Go away. Cranky dustman.
Forced it.
Open.
Cover, bone charm, and a corpse fly charm. Now the bone charm, I believe, is what I need for the portal. Let's see, bone charm, handy, mortuary task list. Let's see. Contracted worker inspected. Okay. So, just basically some orders to make sure that everybody keeps working. And the embalming charm here. A strange metal bracelet has directions described on the side of it. Judging from the crude text, it appears to be the bracelet works by being held by a living creature. Then, while pronouncing a mantra to the true death, it is touched to the forehead of a zombie or skeleton. When this is done, a minor enchantment held within the item spreads through the corpse, strengthening their bones, killing traces of corpse rot and or grave mold, and helping to seal minor tears in the skin. And if you notice this first line here, it'll work on either me or Morty. Let's see. Cast target gains plus 2 to 8 temporary hit points, and a temporary AC bonus of 1 for a half hour. Now, I don't know what that is in game time offhand, but so I will take these, throw them on the quick item slot, and let's see. I can throw. Yeah, like I said last stream, there used to be like a radio you would click and it would open up. With the enhanced edition here, they added in these instead. Skeleton worker. Okay, this guy has seen a great deal of combat or has fallen down one too many stairs. Both his arms and legs have been broken and rebuilt with the aid of leather straps and thin iron rods. The front of his skull bears the number 863. If the back of the skull is caved in, forming an empty cavity, you notice someone has taken advantage of this and tucked a rolled up piece of parchment inside the skull. You slip the parchment out of the worker's skull. Oddly enough, it looks as if the skull cavity is intended to store messages. A tiny string is attached to the parchment from a hook bolted inside the skull, as if to keep the parchment from accidentally falling out. You hook the string and glance over the parchment. It looks like a reminder from one of the mortuary custodians. Judging from the note, the skeleton seems to be walking message of sorts. As you take a second glance at the skeleton, you realize it has stopped in front of the slab because it can't figure out how to move past it. Let's see, examine him again. Oh, it has an examine carefully on here now. but sure, why not? Oh, geez, that's vandalism. These bolts are probably the only thing holding that bag of bones together. Necromancy don't go so far with these old fellas, you know? So? Oh, it's not a problem. Or he does a strange body motion that I think might be a shrug. Just wasn't sure if you knew that or not. By all means, go ahead. Skip it. Worker here. I know there's a key up here someplace. At least I'm pretty sure there is. Just can't remember where it is offhand. Let's see, the number 1146 is carved onto the forehead of this walking corpse. Its lips are sewn together with coarse black thread. The entire body is covered in horrible scars. Worse even than your own. As if its owner had been burned to death, its nose, ears, and several digits are missing, presumably charred away in some long-ago conflagration. As you block its path to get its attention, it stops and gazes at you with vacant eyes. Okay. I gotta talk to this one. Questions? Here to see somebody. Door's locked. And key. Okay, who has the key? Have I touched this one yet? Yeah, let's see. It doesn't look like else. Doesn't look like there's anything here. And now I'm not gonna play Morty's game and hit on the undead. Skeleton turns to face you. 42 has been chiseled onto its forehead, and a number of its bones, mostly the jaws and the joints, have been bound with leather straps. A black smock is draped over its body. You're amazed this rack of bones is still in one piece. Its yellow bones are smeared with plaster and several layers of foul-smelling glues. Below, you can see that the bones reveal hundreds of hairline fractures. Although someone has taken care to bind the skeleton with leather straps and bolts, its joints together. The straps are frayed and the bolts look like they're about to fall out. There's something with 42. Did write it down last time. I'll get back to him in a moment. Let's see. The number is 613 are cut deeply into the splotting corpse's forehead, but an inch is shredded. Where his skin appears. Skin separates the 1 and the 3. Looking closely, you can barely make a 2 carved there. So, inventory, that's my request. Was this guy the Triangle Walker? She's gonna wander over, so I'll just get her out of the way. Mortuary Sanctum key. That's what I've been searching for. Now I just need to run for the skeleton quick. You hold there, shut up. No way. Pretty sure that's the last guy that would do that, at least on this floor. Let's see. That's 42. Let's go for it. What do you got? Wooden club. Okay, that was not really worth the time. But that's fine. Hammer. Let's step over here a moment. Pull the hammer in. Cold charcoal charm goes there. Clock charms definitely. These are useful. Corpse fly. What is this? Arrows. Iron spike. That might have been from. Is that from the skeleton? Yeah, those two must be from the skeletons. Which, actually, thinking about it, maybe I could grab some leather straps for the rest of them. Let's see. Do I know as much skeletons, or do I get out of here? I'm not going to do a drop on ground for that stuff. These ones can go back in here. Or not. There we go. Clean up my inventory a little bit. And maybe I'll get rid of the junk too. Bone charm I won't be needing. Club. 1 to 6 crushing damage. Okay. 1 to 6 crushing damage, speed 6. I can't remember what the speed thing is. Is lower better or is higher better? Doesn't matter. Six points, okay. And the corpse fly is kind of a weapon charm. Quad charms. This is probably one of the best heals in the game, at least early game. Heals 9 points, 5% resistance to slashing attacks, 10% resistance to piercing attacks. It's basically solidified enchanted blood. Don't use that right now. And charcoal charm is a fire resistance. So as long as it starts casting fire spells, well. Let's see, scalpel for now. One club for now. Let's see, what other bandages give me 3 hit points? Okay. So from light wounded, I can just swap one of these out, then I'll use it. And balmy fluid, same thing. So let's put stuff I need to keep right here. Let's see, nothing there. Not sure if I need the ammo spike. This weapon could possibly sell it. Leather straps. I don't think there's any real crafting in the game, but it might be worth some money. And I'm also going to dump the receiving book in here. I don't see any reason for it to keep that either. Okay, now to get out of here.
Done.
Was there anything else that was locked? I don't think so. It came down that way. There's doll. There's... Yeah, I think that was the only thing that was locked. I got this room right here, which might be... It's going to be running all around, isn't it? Oh, yeah. I lost him. Okay, there you are. And... yeah, there is no way from there to there, so I have to run all the way around. Okay. Key shall unlock that. Yep. There's a zombie there. Oh, there was another door. Just covered by the shadow. Okay. Let's check this zombie quick. Let's see. The especially ghastly-looking female corpse is missing its ears, nose, and lips. In order to sew her jaw closed, whoever prepared her had to draw the skin especially tight around her mouth. You can see a line of crooked yellow teeth through the open slit that remains. Number 891 has been carved into the flesh of her brow. And again, not anything really here. And check. Nope, not really anything to look at in the room either. So, time to go down. Let's see, this doddering corpse has eyes sewn shut as well as its mouth. Not that they really need them anyways. And the number 732 is carved into its brow. The threadwork that keeps its ocular cavities sealed looks extremely old. You wonder if the eyes were sewn shut before or after the man's death. You notice he is carrying a huge tome in his hands as if taking it somewhere. Carefully take the tome from the corpse's hand. It does not seem to notice. The tome appears to be a book of enchantments and wards. It is filled with diagrams and charts detailing various aspects of necromantic arts. The book itself extremely heavy. As awkward as the zombie is, it must be extremely strong. Let's see, examine it again just to see. Well, inventory. Tome of Bone and Ash. This worn leather-bound tome lists diagrams and charts detailing several minor wards and enchantments. There are numerous drawings of skeletons, bones, and the manner by which they may be preserved over time. Of particular interest is the section regarding guardians. Apparently the dustmen animate corpses of fallen giants to serve as guardians for the mortuary. To make them even deadlier, armoring enchantments are woven into their breastplate to help shield them from attacks. The book is much too complicated for you to absorb it all at once, but it looks as if you could refer to certain sections when the need arises. Now, I'm currently set as a fighter, but that could help me with spellcasting later on.
I'm gone.
Now, I can't just walk out the front door. Actually, I might be able to, but you never know. So, this would be one of the giant skeletons here. Before you is a giant skeleton in ornate bronze armor. The armor has been bolted onto the skeleton's frame, and a series of elaborate symbols have been carved across the breastplate. You wonder where the skeleton came from. You weren't aware they made humans this size. The huge blade in its hands looks like it weighs as much as a wagon cart. Now, I don't think I'm going to be getting the sword away from him. And if I try to pry the blade from his hands, he'll probably attack me. Let's examine. Not anything new. Well, at least as far as details, it's basically the same description as the other skeletons have had. Examine the armor. Despite the armor's obvious age, it looks well cared for, it shines brightly, and symbols engraved on the breastplate seem to flow in the firelight, shifting slightly whenever you try to focus on them. Study them. Almost unconsciously, you let your gaze relax as you look at the symbols. After a moment, the symbols cease shifting and resolve into a trail of runes that run up and down the breastplate. Strangely enough, the interlocking patterns of runes remind you of chains. And with that thought, you suddenly recall that these runes are some sort of warding enchantments. You study the pattern of runes as they weave their way across the breastplate. On its most basic level, the runes are lesser armor enchantments, but several skull-shaped runes and spherical traces along the edges of the armor make you suspect several greater necromantic warding enchantments are woven in as well. Touching the skeleton will most likely cause it to awaken and defend itself. I'm not a wizard. I don't think I could. Let's see if you want that one. Morty grins. That's where Morty floats up to the head of the skeleton, stares at it, then floats back down, studying the armor and the blade as he descends. Oh, yes, yes. I think this will do. What invader did you ask me if I wanted it for then? Practicing your cruelty skills? Morty bobs indignantly. And after all I've done for you. As much as I've been kind of bashing him, let's give him a little nice compliment here. Morty stared at you for what? What, do we get married at some point? What's all this? I don't want you to get hurt, Wash. Morty glares at you. If you really cared, you'd find a way to get my head on that giant skeleton's body. Okay, now, before I do something stupid, got my old saves here. This should be... no? Doesn't matter. Save over. Shouldn't that have been... oh, yes. let's see if I can do that. As you are about to do so, suddenly you stop and your eyes are drawn to the skeleton's armor. Something about symbols engraved on the breastplate makes you pause. These skeletons are guardians, and disturbing them may awaken them. Let's see. I'll try to go through and see if I can dispel. There we go. You suspect that marring the rune pattern along the breastplate could unravel the enchantments, but it looks difficult. The pattern is complicated, and scratching out the wrong portion could cause the skeleton to animate. Got a few different choices here. Let's use the tome. What you can make out from the tome, it seems the armoring enchantments applies only to the breastplate. The necromantic enchantments allow the skeleton to be raised, but it is the warding enchantments that give the skeleton its limited awareness of its surroundings. You'd guess that if you were to mar the skeleton's wards, it would interpret it as an attack unless you blinded it to your presence first. Okay. Let's do the warding first, since that says about its awareness. The work is difficult and nerve-wracking at first, but slowly your mind begins to focus and the runes begin to unravel beneath your attack. Within minutes, the giant skeleton has been stripped of the enchantments binding it. It collapses, falling to the floor with a crash of bones and heavy clanging noise. Wait for a moment, but no one responds to the sound. Moving quickly, you sift through the skeleton's parts on the floor. Most of it is too heavy or too old to be useful, but you discover a piece of the skeleton's breastplate with a majority of one of the broken enchantments engraved on it. You have a feeling it could prove useful. So nothing else there. And inventory. Rune of Lesser Warding. Okay, so this won't get me anything immediately since I'm not classed as a wizard yet. But it'll be nice to hang on to. Let's see what else got around here. And giant skeleton there. Zombie worker. This reanimated male corpse is the number is 1041. Carved on its forehead, despite its taut, desiccated flesh, it is apparent that its features once had rather exotic cast to them. The zombie's lips have been stitched closed, most likely to prevent it from moaning incessantly, and it smells strongly of formaldehyde. Leave. Here, just metal pipes. Let's see. Another zombie. Nothing really special about him. So I think there was a room down here. No, that just circles around, doesn't it? Okay. Alright, nothing over here. distracted him. More giant skeletons. I could possibly rip them apart if I wanted to, but what's this? There's a hatchet. Let's see. This. Oh. Yeah, I don't want to go there quite yet. If that's the room I think it is. Okay. Again, basically just the same thing as the other zombies. So leave that one. Over here. There's the bone charm thing, but I'm not going there. Oh, that didn't waste it. No. Here's what I want. You see a strikingly beautiful ghost form before you. Her arms are crossed and her eyes are closed. She has long flowing hair and her gown seems stirred by a sudden ethereal breeze. As you watch, she stirs slightly and her eyes flicker.
You! What is it that brings you here? Have you come to see firsthand the misery you have wrought? Perhaps in death I still hold some shred of use for you, my love.
The spirit makes a begging motion with her hands. How can it be that thieves of the mind continue to steal my name from your memory? Do you not remember me, my love? The ghost stretches out her arms. Think, her voice becomes desperate again. The name Daenerys must evoke some memory within you. That one. Oh, at last the fates show mercy. Even death cannot chase me from your mind, my love. Do you not see? Your memories shall return. Tell me how I can help you, and I shall. You are one both blessed and cursed, my love. And you are one who is never far from my thoughts and heart. The nature of your curse should be apparent, my love. Look at you. She points at you. Death rejects you, your memories have abandoned you. Do you not pause and wonder why? I know that you once claimed to love me and that you would love me until death claimed us both. I believe that, never knowing that the truth of who you were, what you were. You, I cannot. She suddenly freezes as she speaks slowly, carefully, as if her voice frightens her. The truth is this: you are one who dies many deaths. These deaths have given the knowing of all things mortal, and in your hand lies the spark of life and death. Those that die near you carry a trace of themselves that you can bring forth. As Daenerys speaks the words, a crawling sensation wells up in the back of your skull. You suddenly feel compelled to look at your hands, as if you lift it up, and as you lift it up and look at it, you see the blood coursing sluggishly through your arm, pouring into your muscles and in turn giving strength to your bones.
Updated my journal.
And you know Daenerys is right. You suddenly remember how to coax the dimmest spark of life from a body and bring it forth. The thought both horrifies you and intrigues you. I can now basically cast a form of raised dead. Doesn't work on anybody who doesn't travel with me. It will not work on party members you remove from the party while they are dead. Let's see. Okay, already been through that one. Where I am. Where are you? Why are you here with me, my love? As in the times when life was something both of us shared, now it's the eternal boundary that separates us. Your air sounds sad. It is a barrier I fear you shall never cross, my love. It is the barrier between your life and what remains of mine. As you're about to ask Daenerys, the question catches in your throat. It occurs to you that if you tell her you're looking for an escape route, she may feel you're abandoning her. If you're going to ask her how to leave, you need to be delicate about it. Let's go with this one. In danger, Daenerys looks concerned. Of course, my love. I will aid you in any way I can. She closes her eyes for a moment, and you watch a ethereal zephyr pass through her body, stirring her hair. After a moment, the zephyr dies and her eyes slowly open. Perhaps there is a way. I sense that this place holds many doors shrouded from mortal eyes. Perhaps you could use one of these portals as a means of escape. The one that I popped up right there before I came over here. Portals are holes in existence, leading to destination in the inner and outer planes. If you could find a proper key, you could escape through one of them. Daenerys pauses for a moment as if attempting to remember. Portals will reveal themselves when you have the proper key. Unfortunately, these keys can be almost anything. An emotion, a piece of wood, a dagger of silver glass, a scrap of cloth, a tune you hum to yourself. I fear that the dustmen are the only ones who would know the keys you could use to lead their halls, my love. And I think that is all I need. I could have sworn there was some animation with her, but I could be wrong. Hold a moment. I learned much when I traveled with you, my love, and what you have lost, I have retained. I have not divulged all that I know to you. My sight is clear whilst you fumble in the darkness for a spark of thought. Let's go with this one. Time itself relaxes its hold as the chill of oblivion slowly claims us, my love. Glimpses of things yet to come swarm across my vision. I see you, my love. I see you as you are now, and the air grows quiet. I see what lies ahead for you. It ripples through the plains, stemming outward from this point. Shall I speak of what I see? First, I require a promise. Promise you will return, that you will find some means to save me or join me. So I could go with a blackmail without definitely annoy her. I could lie. My charisma is good enough I could probably get by with it. But I'm going to go with this one. She looks as if she's about to say something, then sighs in defeat. Very well, my love. As before, I shall have to place my trust in you. She closes her eyes.
This is what my eyes see, my love. Unfettered by the shackles of time. You shall meet enemies 3, but none more dangerous than yourself in your full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality, given life and twisted by the laws of the plains. You shall come to a prison built of regrets and sorrow, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. There you will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice, my love. For the matter to be laid to rest, you must destroy that which keeps you alive, and be immortal no longer. I know that you must die, while you still can. The circle must come to a close, my love. You were not meant for this life. You must find that which was taken from you and travel beyond, into the lands of the dead.
Updated my journal.
I do not doubt your ability to rise from the dead. I do believe that every incarnation weakens your thoughts and memories. You claim you have lost your memory. Perhaps it is a side effect of the countless deaths. If so, what more will you lose in successive deaths? If you lose your mind, you will not even know enough to realize that you cannot die. You shall truly be doomed. I do not truly know, except that it has gone on long enough. And I'm not gonna replay that.
I shall wait for you in death's halls, my love.
She smiles, but there is only sadness in it. She closes her eyes, and with an ethereal whisper, she fades. Back with me, Chief? You kinda drifted out on me there. Hey, Spirit? Where's this talking to? You're rattling your bone box with some woman? Where? Mario looks around excited. What does she look like? No, you just kind of drifted out for a bit there. Just stood there statue-like. I was a little worried you were gone and out on me again.
I feel stronger.
Okay. So I have gained a level. Let's see. Map. Mage spellbook. I'm not a mage yet. Can't rest. Status. Let's see. Journal. Priest. Nope, no priest scrolls. So level up. These skills, nothing. Saving throws improved, fire skills improved, +1 characteristic point gained, 10 hit points gained. Saving throws. Now the characteristic point. If I am going to go the mage route, which I think I am, I will need higher intelligence. It takes care of that. I should also raise my charisma at some point, but these max out at 25. So getting the intelligence as you go. There are some tattoos that you can get as well. That'll up these. So before I move on, let's just save again. Save that. Sure. Now it's time to get out of the hall. Apparently some specters looking for me. Okay.
Done.
Got some copper and note. So let's see what we got here. This note has been written with remarkable penmanship upon the finest parchment. Yet it's in a tomb. Alexis, if you are reading this, then you have undoubtedly failed in your task and have been forced to use the escape route I arranged. I told you that your little disguise idea was ridiculous. So, Vaxis would be the fake zombie that I ran into last stream. See, in any case, you'll need to lay low for a while. The dustmen may be deluded, but they are not fools. They will certainly seek retribution for our intrusion. I left you some coin. Use them to secure a hiding place in the hive, preferably in Ryepicker Square. The dustmen will be unwilling to look for you there. Once you have secured a new hiding place, I have a new mission for you. Find out where Pharod is, getting those bodies he's delivering to the mortuary. It's apparently causing the dustmen a great deal of upset, and I wouldn't mind knowing myself. Reports are that stone-faced dustman at the Gathering Dust Bar, Initiate Emmerich, I think the fool's name is, has been sending out finders to try and mark Pharod's movements. See if you can find out how far along he is and hinder his efforts until we know more about Pharod's activities. I don't want Emmerich finding out something before we do. Again, I was actually going to look up which group this is. There are... I'd have to go and actually pull my old books, but I think it's 12 factions in Sigil. I'm not going to guarantee I had the number right, but let's see. There's the door. And now I'm out in the City of Doors. For those not familiar with Planescape, where I am is basically a floating ring atop a spire. In fact, this spire is the center of the plains. And if I do remember right, it has more or less an anti-magic field about it. If you try to fly near it, you're plummeting.
Done.
So I got all these people to potentially talk to. I'm gonna wander around for a little bit here. Let's see, we got Davis here. These guys are relatively interesting. You see a tall creature with a shock of white hair. Its skin has a greenish cast and a pair of goat horns protruding from its forehead. It is dressed in a long flowing robes and appears to be floating slightly above the ground. The creature turns to face you, and a series of symbols appear around its head. The symbols have a slight glow about them, and they just hover there. The Davis talk in pictures. If you've ever seen those things where you got a series of images that make up words, that's basically what you're looking at here. Oh, for the power's sake. Viking Davis. These Davis, they speak in rebuses. These annoying word puzzles, if you don't know what he's saying, we better find a native or some other way to communicate with him. If we want to, an annoying bunch of... I bet they can speak, they just would rather piss everyone else off by trying to puzzle out what they're saying. Chant is their janitors, for the Lady of Pain. They float around breaking, fixing, and patching up, Sigil according to her whims. They're worse than corpse flies, Morty sighs. You can't swat them, though, or the lady'll get upset. She runs this city. You'll know if you see her. She's got those blades around her face. She's about the size of a giant, and she floats off the ground just like these guys. Mori nods at the Davis, who is looking at you both. Nobody knows much about her. She doesn't seem to speak much. All you need to know is that you don't want to make her angry. If you see her, my advice, run. The Davis waits patiently, its hands tucked into his sleeves. A series of symbols materialize above his head, then they vanish, and a question mark appears. He asks the Davis several questions, trying to get a feel for the rebuses that appear above his head. He is extremely patient throughout your discussion, giving you easy sentences to translate. After a few minutes, you start to get the hang of it. It feels like you've done this before. Davis waits. Davis inclines his head slightly, and a string of symbols appear above his head. I am a Davis. I attend to my duties. A lone symbol appears above the Davis' head. This one shows a metallic female mask with blades coming out of the sides. Just looking at the ghostly image makes you uncomfortable. I think that was all the questions, so... Davis bows slightly, symbols swirl around its head, then it turns away. That will actually come in handy later. And let's see, what is here?
Done.
Dwelling. Oops. Okay, nothing special. Wife. This man looks haunted. His eyes are half lidded, as if he has trouble sleeping and his hair is long and unkempt. His beard is flecked with bits of dead skin and old bits of food. He doesn't seem to notice as you approach. Man glances up at the sound of your voice, and his slack expression vanishes. He looks more like someone who has two fires in his eyes. What be your business barging into my house? His eyes narrow and teeth clench. Get out, or I'll send you back to whatever grave you crawl from. The man's face turns blood red and he begins shouting. Are you deaf? Daft? With a snarl, he spits at your feet. You filthy, scar-ridden dog! Off with ye! Even the powers won't be able to save your hide. Man throws a parting shot at your back. You best never cross me door again, you wretched stinking bastard. Now, yes, I barged into his house. So he has every right to be angry. And I am not a...
All right.
While I am a fighter, I do not have the strength to take him on at the moment. Let's see. I'll just get the same answers off of this guy. And you'll notice right above his head were some of the symbols. Oops. Okay, we change districts. Okay, so let's hop back in there for a moment.
Can't find it.
Done.
Maybe I could gut a Dusty.
I know Dados today said walking ones looks like.
Ah, and
off.
You see a striking red-haired girl dressed in leather armor. Her right arm is covered with a series of interlocking plates that look as if they were taken from the skin of some creature, and a horned shoulder piece protects her left arm. Oddly enough, she has a tail that is flicking back and forth as you watch. Pike off. She is a tiefling. At least in 2nd edition, there was, I believe, a random table that you get various features: horns, tails, different colored skin. I can't remember if there was a way that you could determine your appearance by direct ancestry or not. But tieflings had a variety of appearances, unlike nowadays. Girl ignores you. The girl sneers and makes a obscene gesture with her tail. Pike off, you clueless sod. And what is it you want? I'm not going to ask a stupid question. That's a not quite stupid question. Yeah, I might say more if you swing the question, though. She clicks her tongue and rubs 2 fingers together. She's asking for money. Hey, she glances at Mori and then shrugs. What the skull said, hard coin. She's not one I really want to piss off. How much is it to you know? Eh? She studies you, then folds her arms. Come on, I haven't got all day. I've got 96 on me. Let's see if I can do a bit of barter. The alpha copper isn't enough to whet Fate's appetite. Fate's appetite. You need more if you want to make friends here. Yeah, right then. She pockets the money. It's gone so quickly you have no idea where it vanished to. Look for me in the alley spike ward from the mortuary. That's tall. That's to the south and west of the mortuary, eh? You're lost, but you're about to find trouble. Make yourself lost somewhere else, bubber. This game has a whole list of various terms. Let's see, anything else? I doubt you'll know about the journal. Nope.
Ugh, I've never seen something so ugly, I've not.
We'll get back to her later.
All started crutch will be telling it.
Chief, what are we doing in here? Let's say we just give this place the laugh, all right?
Bunch of dustbin bar.
Done.
What is this? Zombie worker. Zombie worker. In here. Odd mirror. Okay. Is that you? See, summer pale-faced dustman in black robes. He stares silently into his drink. Okay, must not have been him. Morte Graveson. This tiny wizard man is dwarfed by his huge jasmine robes. They look as if they were chosen to cloak his small stature, although he looks to be in his late 90s. This man is extremely energetic, he fidgets continuously, and his eyes dart around the bar like a bird's. Man's eyes gleam as he takes your measure, and he gives a slight nod in greeting. Hail, well met, traveler. You look like one who is just getting their signal legs about them. He trails off. Pardon me, have we met before? Your face seems familiar somehow. Either one would be bad. I'll go that one. Maybe I was mistaken. Mortuary shakes his head. Well, no matter. How is it that Morte Gravesend may help you? Do you see? Keitra clicks his tongue as he speaks. The contract, perhaps? Contract, why it is but a simple transaction. From the depths of his huge robe, he pulls forth a dusty parchment and a cool pen. I give you 50 commons in return. After death, the Desmond faction may claim your remains. He smiles, then clucks his tongue. What use will you have for them at that point anyways? He holds up his hands as if he doesn't know. It doesn't matter. There's no consequence when you pass on. Well, you must know, oftentimes nothing is done with the body, and it is we, the dustmen, who have wasted all the money. Or fools us. He gives a slight smile and looks all apologetic. But rarely there are times when the workers in the mortuary need to be replaced. And then we may have a need for your body. But no harm is done, no pain. He raises a finger as if to emphasize the point. And there is no danger. In exchange for money you can spend in this life, you merely have to give us something you will have no need of anyway once you're died. Mari taps his chest. I signed the contract myself, if you must know. I shall have no need of my body when I pass on. I'm not going to sign it. Of course. It'd be my pleasure to answer any questions you may have. Of course, which of the patrons do you wish to know about? Marty frowns. He's one of those collectors, isn't he? I know little of him. I think Initiate Emmerich mentioned him in passing. Marty glances around. Emmerich should be around here in the bar somewhere. He can usually be found in the far corner at the head table, I believe. I think there's any other question I really needed. There's a strange expression on his face. Forgive me, I must ask again, are you sure we haven't met? Well, no matter. He's a little suspicious. But not much you can really do about it either. And right there is one of the clues about Pharod. Displacing bodies? No, they're disappearing. He keeps on bringing it back. You see a heavy-set man with dark skin and grim features. He is dressed in distant robes and is regarding you with a stony gaze. You have the look of one lost. The man's voice is like stone settling. Did the wind send you, or are you here with a purpose? I am Emmerich, Factotum, an initiate of the Fourth Circle. If you measure ownership in copper, this is not my establishment. If you measure ownership in spirit, it is mine. He pauses as if trying to emphasize a point. Dustmen here are my students. They are under my protection. Dustmen seek the true death. Some call it oblivion, but this is incorrect. To Dustmen, the true death is freedom from the chains of this false life. This life that many cling to with their emotions is a false existence. As long as one clings to it, they will continue to be reborn into it. One must divest themselves of emotion to escape the cycle. Dustmen are organized into 5 circles. The 5th circle is made of the lowest rank of Dustmen, initiates. The first circle is comprised of the highest ranking Dustmen, the ruling body of our faction. Skip that. Now, I could potentially join the faction. I would like to know why you seek the collector Pharod. Collectors gather the dead and bring them to us. I would like to know why you seek this collector. He remains silent. His gaze is unnerving. He doesn't seem to blink. The collector Pharod has brought many corpses to the mortuary of late. One must ask where these bodies come from. Some are recent dead, they still have their last moments in their eyes. Many more bodies are centuries dead. The dust of ages lies upon their bones. One must ask where these bodies are from. How would you do such a thing? If you spoke with the collector Pharod and returned with his answers, you have done a great service for a Dustman. Find where the dead he brings to us are from, and you will be rewarded. Your path is our path. Return here when you have the collector Pharod's answers. It is not known to me where he is. He hides from the eyes of the Dustman. I would seek other collectors and ask them your questions. Now, I'm not going to join the faction just yet. I might consider it when I come back and talk to him.
I'm gone.
I've never seen something so ugly. I've not. Slow signal.
Post. Got stuck on somebody walking. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Filthy looking corpses in sad shape. Its shoulders are slumped and one of its legs is broken, causing it to lean to one side. Stains cover from head to toe. Judging from the smell and the texture, stains run Rotted fruit to mud and bird droppings. To add to the indignity, graffiti has been carved into its body, and several notes have been nailed to his chest, back, and head. Examine. Despite the many stitches, the corpse's rotting skin is peeling in several places, revealing long stretches of muscle and bone. You'd guess that this zombie is frequently used as target practice. Fruit and mud stains aside, some of the skin still have rocks and bits of glass lodged in them. One wicked-looking cobblestone is still embedded in the side of his head. A number of leaflets have been ruined by the rain, but some of them are still legible. One tacked to his back is from something called the Office of Vermin and Disease Control. The one on his forehead looks like a bill of fare for a restaurant. One on his chest looks like an official notice, and another appears to be some sort of want ad. Let's see, so this is a rat hunt. Several streets south and west. Mortuary Gate and Lower Hive. So south and west. That's also the general vicinity where Pharod was mentioned, I believe. Let's see. Let's pry out the cobblestone. Grab a hold of the cobblestone and pull it out of the corpse's head. Traces of brain matter or eye flesh slowly drip from it. Looks like whatever was in its head turned to ooze long ago. Let's see. The notices. Bill of fare. Someone has posted a bill of fare for the Gathering Dust bar, but the bill of fare cannot be read. The words Smoldering Corpse Bar have been scrawled in charcoal over the bill. It's not necessarily a smoldering corpse, but we'll get there. We'll get there. The zombie immediately jerks his left arm upwards and points far to the southeast. A moment later, the arm falls back to the side with a thump. It reminds me of a job I once had. He seems embarrassed. Well, I mean, without the arms. Notice. Let's see. So let's just notice about defacing the dustman's workers like this guy. And let's see what I want to add. Wanted, an able-bodied person willing to investigate a matter of the utmost importance to the dustman cause. Will offer suitable compensation upon successful completion of said task. Interested parties inquire the initiate neurology Gathering Dust Bar. And let's see, that was it, wasn't it? Yeah. So examine the corpse, graffiti. The graffiti runs from obscenities about the dustman to slogans glorifying what appears to be local gangs. One piece of graffiti catches your eye. Someone has scrawled the name Pharod on the corpse's left arm, then slashed an X across it.
Updated my journal.
The zombie immediately jerks his left arm upwards and points far to the west and downwards. A moment later, the arm falls back to the side with a thump. look like it. Let's talk. I see a tired-looking woman dressed in tight leather bodice and leggings. The odor of cheap perfume surrounds her like a cloud, and her face is covered with a mass of crude makeup. She smiles as she sees you. Why, don't just stay and chat with me a bit, love? The woman looks coyly at you. Now you look to be a blood who's lost something. Mayhap I can help you find it, Cutter. She smiles slightly. What good fortune. We probably lost what we were looking for back at your kit, miss. Her tone becomes businesslike. Anyway, now there is a matter of finder's fee. Some coppers for a glance at what you're missing. 10 coppers to actually find what you're missing. Nope, not gonna happen. Never mind. Chief, can you spare me some drink? It's, in a long time it has. When it breaks in, it's twice the cost for the mimer, or any other degenerate. Mimer is a talking encyclopedia. That's me, Chief. Yeah. Yeah, the pockets really are innards. You have the stink and fashion sense of a goat herd, and you're twice as ugly.
New taunts, alright!
Mortuary is hypnotized as the harlot lets loose a stream of obscenities. At the end of the verbal avalanche, Morty is silent for a moment and turns to you. Well, Chief, got a few more taunts for the old arsenal. He turns back to the harlot who is catching your breath. I'm also in love.
Can't find any taters. Maybe I could got a dusty.
That actually refers to
What's up? Yeah.
one of. Can you actually list your attacks here? Status. Nation. Okay, so actually, the last stream in this one total around 3 hours. Time of party is 7 hours. So that'll give you an idea about how long a half hour would actually last for that one item. Oh, he's going to level up. I missed. He's considered a fighter. Oops. Didn't get to pick anything off him, did I? No. Let's see. Alignment. Current alignment. Chaotic good. And I guess I should have checked his beforehand. Let's see what I'm looking at right here. True neutral. Okay.
Done.
Well, actually, I think. So I've been going about an hour and a half now, so I think this is probably a good place to pause. I'm gonna talk to this guy first, though. You see a heavy-set man with sharp features and pain expression. Despite his huge frame, however, he has a effeminate look about him, and unlike the other residents you see, he looks to have bathed recently. As you approach, he looks up hopefully and calls out in a high voice. Craddock, good sir? Hey, his hopeful expression dies as he studies your face. 1,000 apologies, good sir, if I have given offense. He gives a slight bow. I am called Bane the Cinder, third child of... Hey, Bane the Cinder. I am one of many runners in the employ of the House of Cinders. Thousand apologies for troubling you with such a trivial matter. I seek Craddock, an overseer in the hive. Bane looks like he's in pain. But alas, he eludes me. He looks at you hopeful again. Could it be you have heard of such a man? Bane gives a deep sigh. I am bound to deliver a message to him, and as yet, fortune has not chose to favor me. Bane's face lights up like a lantern. Oh, fortune day for Bane and the House of Cinders. Any assistance you could provide would be most welcome. If you can find this crack and pass along this message, I shall see to it you're paid for your troubles. Bane recites the message almost like a mantra. The shipment must be cursed by the third day, or there will be a penalty. Bane frowns. I am told that Craddock will know of the shipment to which the message pertains. He is said to be a giant of a man, stern of features, that he is an overseer in one of the hive marketplaces. Alas, I know little else than that, good sir. Bane bows. Thank you, sir. Should fortune favor you and you are able to bear the message to Craddock, be so kind as to return and tell me of it. I would say that your efforts are rewarded.
Updated my journal.
Right there. Possibly an orc or half orc by the skin color, but I don't think it is. Any other important? Don't think so. So actually, I think, like I said, I am going to end off here for today. And like the last one, this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. So, thank you for watching.